well, let's talk about somebody who didn't find it so easy when it mattered most, and that's Ricky Wysocki. So after a disastrous drive on 18, Ricky extends his win drought even further, while another great player, Kristin, once again fails to win, mostly due to her continued putting woes. So choose one word to define each of their seasons so far and explain why that word fits the narrative. What is the word you would use to describe Ricky's season so far and Kristin's season so far? Dustin.
So for Ricky, I'll go with persistent because I'm not reaching for high praise because he hasn't really landed a win yet this year, obviously, but he's still been pretty consistent. I feel like he's often landed himself in the top 10 on multiple occasions this season, has like 5 top 5 finishes, done well in the standings. There's even been a couple of tournaments where he started way behind, was able to grind his way back into a top 5 position. So I feel like he's been pretty persistent. He's had some big misses, don't get me wrong. PCS Open being a big one, Waco. There's been a few tournaments where he's looked terrible, but I've also seen him make some comebacks. I've also seen him still finish pretty consistently. And really, the only big ones for him was this tournament, and then he had the Ale Open in his hands as well and loses it to one by Nicholas. So he's definitely had his chances, but overall, I think his season isn't that bad in the grand scheme of things. When it comes to Kristin, I struggle to find the word because what I was trying to say was just good but not great because we're used to her being so great. She's still finishing well, but she's not great. And so I put passable because she has not finished below 6th place since 2018 Worlds, except for the Disc Golf Festival last year, where she came 8th. That's insane consistency, and she's still keeping that up. She's just not getting the same wins and dominating like she used to, but she's still getting good finishes. She's still throwing the disc well as well. She's still leading the field in fairway hits, park percentage, scrambling, doing well with getting the circuits regulation. But like you said, she just can't putt. She's 20th in C1X putting for the year when she was 6th last year, and she's down 10%. And then at Crocal, she was at 43% from C1X. It's ridiculous. So yeah, she's definitely got yips. Her putting routine looks really weird. She's repeatedly tapping. You can tell that there's something wrong there. But I'll say it's passable because she's still at least doing pretty well when it comes to overall finishes.
Yeah, it's tough to be crazy harsh there. Hannah, what words have you found?
Yeah, so the word that I wrote down for Kristin is glimpses, because the reality is, even with her woes, we've seen glimpses of greatness, but there's also been those glimpses of struggle as well. And it seemed like this week she was starting to feel more confident and happy on the course again after several off weeks. But unfortunately, the putting, like Dustin pointed out, it just wasn't there. She was 43% C1X for the weekend, which if you look at the data, she would only have had to putt as good as Evelina's season average to win by a considerable margin, just to put that stat out there. But I also think it's important we give her the benefit of the doubt. And I'll say why, because she's been playing sick and injured the past few weeks in situations where a lot of people would have and did DNF for similar reasons. She also confirmed in her Instagram story today that an x-ray showed that her toe is indeed fractured. So she's been playing on a fractured toe every week for almost a month now. And so overall, I just think her trying to fight through this adversity while also trying to live up to the pedestal we put her on is commendable. For Ricky, I chose solid because I think that pretty much fits the narrative. Sure, he's still winless, but he was close and couldn't quite pull it off once again, but he's still up there. He feels like every week he's in contention by the final round. He's only missed the top 10 3 times this year, with his worst finish being 38th at Waco. He's had 3 podiums, and he's constantly getting his name up there no matter where he finishes. We're always talking about him and how good he is. So there's been 9 unique winners already this season in MPO, and in February I would have assumed Ricky was one of them, but I think the fact that he isn't is just a testament to how competitive things are. And regardless, I'm not ready to count him out yet, and Kristin will get back up there too.
Yeah, my goodness. If you told me there was going to be 9 unique winners at this point and asked me to bet on Rick as one of them, oh my, would I have lost a lot of money on that one. Brody, what do you got for us?
So I went a different route than you guys. I'm going from what they would describe their season so far. So Fair. With Ricky, I'm going to say frustrating. I think we can definitely see, yes, he is having a great season. Yes, he's been consistent. Yes, he's been all those things Hannah and Dustin explains. But I think Scotty Scheffler, I don't know if you guys, if you haven't seen it yet, check out Scotty Scheffler's latest interview. He talks about how interesting professional sports is, especially individual sports, because of how fleeting winning is. It's like the thing that you are constantly chasing. And then when you finally get there, you've got like that 2 minutes, 3 minutes of like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then it immediately goes away and it's on to the next one. And he hasn't gotten that feeling yet at all this season. And so I can only imagine how frustrating that is to him, especially when he feels like he's been close multiple times. And it wasn't like someone else just outplayed him at the end. He's making mistakes towards the end of these rounds and not getting it. For Kristin, Dustin said the word. I'm surprised he didn't say this was the actual word, yips. She legitimately has the yips. There's a great video out there, which I think maybe Dustin was talking about, where it shows her putting routine now versus her putting routine a few years ago, or maybe even last season. And you can totally see that she is just not committed. She's not ready to pull the trigger. It's in her head. And the thing that's probably the scariest right now is the fact that not only is she telling everyone that she's putting poorly, if I remember correctly, I think when we've interviewed her and stuff, she doesn't practice putting. Maybe she needs to change. Maybe she needs to go out there and actually start practice putting. Because I can tell you right now, Holland Hanley's practice putting. She's not just showing up and getting a couple warm-ups and going out there and playing.
Yeah. The putts are a serious problem. I mean, just not even be able to putt to Evelina's average is that's a bad place to be. All right, Hunter, 2 more words for us. What do you got?
Yeah, so we'll start with Ricky. He's been consistent. For any other player, he'd be great. Those would be some good words for someone that's not Ricky Wysocki. Instead, we're going with winless because I think that's what defines it. That's the expectation with Ricky. That's the expectation with Paul McBeth. That's the expectation with Calvin Heimberg. And if you want to go here, if you want to get this far into the season and not have a win, I don't care that you're third in the Pro Tour standing. It's a letdown if you're Ricky Wysocki. Good news for him. He's not quite at a full year, and the full year will come up at the Disc Golf Festival this weekend, which also would break his 7-year major drought. Bad news for him. The last time he went into a major drought, it's still going on, and we're almost in year 8. So that's where we're kind of questioning here, because what we're seeing is he's redesigning putters, he's redesigning approach discs. These aren't working, that's not working, this isn't getting PGA approved, whatever. And what that shows me is he has a lack of confidence in his game, and he's trying to reach for what it is. And yeah, he's finishing second, third, but how many times are we going to say this guy gets himself into a position to win, a guy who has proven he knows how to win time and time again, and he shoots himself in the foot, and we're just going to be like, oh, well, Ricky's consistent. Yeah, he's consistently losing is what Ricky's consistent at right now. And so winless is what I'm going for Ricky. Kristin, I'm going with slipping, because I think she's slipping in pretty much every single aspect right now. Yeah, she's got a broken toe. Yeah, she's sick. I'm sorry, her straddle putt, like, you can transfer the weight to the heel and you can make that thing work. It's a lot of spin. You're not missing a 15-footer like pressure on the line because of a broken pinky toe if you're Kristin Lott. And all you got to do is make a few of them, not to mention her slipping forehands and all of that stuff, which she corrected this week. So I don't think that it's her injury anymore. I think it's between the ears. Yips, I think, is another way what Brody put it. I think that's great too. So winless and slipping, those are my 2.
Yeah, fair. I think fair to say. I totally agree. I think Ricky, like, that is how his season should be defined. I think Calvin's in a similar boat right now. Brody?
If any doctors are watching this, please let me know if I'm incorrect, but I believe the pinky toe might be the most useless body part we have.
I know the big toe is very useful. I know you need a big toe bad.
I do know that like everybody's broken their pinky toe and nobody gets x-rays. Like,
if you lose your big toe, you like can't walk.
Can't balance.
Yeah. Like, you just can't walk. But I'm pretty sure if you lose a pinky toe, like, nothing changes. You can probably just fit into more shoes.
How did Kristin mess up?
It does affect your balance a little bit, but like not dramatically. Like, yeah, I mean, you're right on.
How did she mess up her toe again?
I don't know, but honestly,
I think she fell off a ladder last year.
Did she stub it? I thought.
Yeah,
she did. So like, is Kristin, like, is there a narrative forming here that she's like the most like not on course injury prone player of all time?
Well, here's the thing. I think almost everyone has at some point fractured their pinky toe.
Oh, 1,000%.
Like, there's been multiple times where it's like I can't walk for like a few days because I just did something really bad, but I'm not going to the doctor. Just eventually heals.
I mean, yeah.
I honestly feel like she should have took some time off before the back-to-back majors on European soil. Like, playing 6 events back-to-back.
You're trying to like recoup any momentum and confidence, but at the same time, maybe you just need to shut it down. Like,
the thing is, if you choose to play, then you can't use your injury as an excuse. Right?
Sure.
Like Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles tendon, limped his way to the free throw line, but he knocked down the free throws, right? So if you're going to limp your way back to the course, the excuses are off the table. You chose to play. You had every right to not play. You could Silva and I got a fever, I'm sitting out, and we're not going to judge you for it. You might slip a little in our power rankings, but when you choose to come back, you're back. But if you say I'm back, you're saying I'm good to go, I'm ready to rock and roll, then let's rock and roll.
Does anyone know if she pulled out of the Superstar event today?
I'm not sure. I did see there was 3,500 people watching that thing on the grounds, which is crazy.
That is
I
wild.
think she might have, because the graphics that they showed on their screen there were adjusted, but the graphics in the corner of the DGN broadcast, those still had her name on when they were announcing the
I'm
teams.
still waiting for my entire social feed to get spammed with like the graphics of people walking onto that stage T-pad like it was last year. It hasn't happened yet, but like that was every post I saw for like 3 days. Like, can you believe they have a screen? Oh, Thunder just absolutely lit
Stay
up.
inside.
Came through the mic.
Stay inside over there.
Yeah.
Stay out of it.
Dustin, don't you worry, man. I'm right here and I'm not going anywhere.
All right.